How long until you get your first real estate wholesaling deal? In today's video, I'm going to break down, on average, I'm going to take some case studies and see really the true time it takes for the average real estate wholesaler to get their first real estate wholesaling deal. What's up guys, Zach Ginn here, Flip with Rick, and I'm so excited to share this video. I know so many new real estate wholesalers they're just getting into wholesaling, really want to know, how long does it take till I get my first deal? And here's the truth. Zach, how long did it take you to get your first real estate wholesaling deal? So I'm breaking down exactly how long it took me to get my first real estate wholesaling deal. And on average, where I've seen people, from beginner to starter, what do seven-figure wholesalers, when they got their first deal, how long did it take them? And really the factors that's going to take for you to get the best success possible. And at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you some of the strategies you can do to actually get your real estate wholesaling deal as fast as possible. Maybe you're doing some marketing strategies that are just too slow for you to actually get going, or maybe they're too complicated. So before we get into it, before I share my secrets on getting your first real estate wholesaling deal and how long it truly is going to take you, please smash that like button and subscribe. All right, guys, so your first real estate wholesaling deal, how long should it take? So if you're going off of me as an example of how long it took me to get my first real estate wholesaling deal, from start to finish, I would say it was 30 days. Before you start screaming at the screen here, like, oh my gosh, how did you get that done so fast? What? That makes no sense. Honestly, I think I was blessed with some luck when I started out my first real estate wholesaling deal. So my first real estate wholesaling deal, if you don't know, it was from a bandit sign that I stuck outside a high school wrestling tournament out here in South Florida. And I stuck the sign there, got a call about a week later off that sign. I was getting calls before, but there were duds, code enforcement, things like that. And I actually got the motivated seller calling me about a week after. I was actually in my high school class and I got the call and it was like ringing. And I was like, I'm getting out of here. And they're like, Zach, you take that phone call, I gotta kick you out. And they kicked me out of class. And I took that phone call and I set the appointment for the next day, met the person, eventually made about $25,000 on that wholesaling real estate deal. But so really took about 30 days to get my first real estate wholesaling deal. And that was from a bandit sign. And honestly, bandit signs are hit and miss. Sometimes they'll take you 3 months to get a deal there. And sometimes, like me, it took me absolutely 1 month. So it was absolutely amazing, changed my life forever, started scaling up from there. But not everyone's doing bandit signs, and when I did that 4 years ago, bandit signs were not the hottest commodity. Bandit signs were absolutely on fire, but right now in 2021, bandit signs aren't as hot, especially in my market, as they were in the past. Again, bandit signs still work today in certain markets, but it's gonna be a lot tougher to get your first real estate wholesaling deal. And then eventually from there, when I was doing virtual wholesaling from my dorm room, I was doing cold calling and I was easily getting a deal a month, but you could easily still get your first real estate wholesaling deal cold calling also. So let me break everything down. So 30 days for me, you might be freaking out like, Zach, how did you do it? And I think a little bit of luck and some preparations. So if you look at the average wholesaler, if you listen to my Bags to Riches podcast every week, shameless plug, I do a live podcast, usually with a seven-figure wholesaler, and I really break down their business and I try to understand how they started and how they scaled their way up. And on average, I've had guys out there, millionaires, that it took them 9 months to get their first real estate wholesaling deal. Then I've talked to people that literally got their first deal within a month or two. So it's all over the board. In my personal opinion, when you're starting out, you might not have the knowledge base as someone as a seven-figure, and sometimes you just get in front of a motivated seller and you honestly get lucky. And honestly, it's not to blame the hard work that people do when they're starting out in the real estate wholesaling business, but I think I got very lucky in my first couple deals just because they fell in my lap. They were super motivated and the margins were absolutely amazing. So really, I would say just looking at the average real estate wholesaler, and this is going to be such a generalization. Now remember, you can get a real estate wholesaling deal tomorrow. You can get it closed within 30 days. I am not telling you you can't do it, because I absolutely believe from the bottom of my heart you can get your first real estate wholesaling deal in 30 days absolutely for free. You don't have to pay any coaching or mentorship for that. That little paying the coaching is not going to make you so much of a better real estate wholesaler than before. The free stuff here on the Flip with Rick YouTube channel will absolutely change the game, and it's the same stuff you get from my Mastermind or $1,000 of courses. Absolutely, I'm giving this stuff for free, but I would say 6 to 12 months is the average. Now you're watching this video, you are doing more than the average wholesaler does, because the average wholesaler will watch 1 or 2 YouTube videos, or they'll watch the wrong channel where the guy at the end is going to plug it. Like at the end of this video, I'm not going to tell you to go buy my $10,000 wholesaling course and that YouTuber is going to really hold some of the important stuff back. I'm giving you that honest truth. I'm not here to make a profit off of you. I'm not going to get you excited. Buy my course to guarantee you get a deal in 30 days. I'm just telling you the honest truth. So you watching this will put you on the top percentile of real estate wholesalers, especially getting the knowledge watching this stuff. So you're definitely at an advantage of the regular wholesaler, but be honest with yourself. I mean, on average, it's about 6 to 12 months for your first real estate wholesaling deal. But after that, you can get the knowledge base up and you can easily scale it from there. Now, yes, me, it was 30 days. There's guys doing it for 30 days. And honestly, it depends on the marketing channel. So what are the best marketing channels to get real estate wholesaling deals as fast as possible? So if you want to do really fast wholesaling, I do recommend you get into cold calling or something where you're just going after that seller as soon as possible. Like at the end of this video, you're watching it, you can start talking to sellers. And there's very few marketing channels you can do like that. And if you want to fast track a quick wholesaling deal, what I recommend, like the fastest way to get a wholesaling deal, in my personal opinion, would be literally door knocking in a really hot neighborhood. So most people don't want to go to door knock. You're going to have to go after these sellers. And let's say you at the 24952 area code is like super hot. And it's like an absolutely amazing, all these real estate, other wholesalers doing really good deals in there. I would recommend, like, if you got to get a deal done within like the next 30 days, I recommend you go in that zip code, make sure it's actually a really good neighborhood for wholesaling real estate. Literally go knock on a door and ask them if they're open for a cash offer on the property. Now, it's not sexy. It absolutely sucks to do, and it's honestly worse than cold calling in my opinion, because you're absolutely door knocking. It's physically exhausting, but if I had to get a deal, that'd be the absolute fastest and cheapest way to do it. But let's get practical. Let's say you live in Hawaii and there's not a lot of real estate wholesaling deals going on there, and you got to get a deal virtually done as quick as possible. What I recommend is you find a really good virtual wholesaling market. Then from there, I would pull a list from listrei.com because it's the cheapest out there, probably like a vacant list or a high equity vacant list. And then from there, I'd skip trace that list. If I had to pay, I'd just go to smszach.com, get a paid one, or I get a free one at truepeoplesearch.com. Then from there, I would get like a Zen call or the cheapest dialer we can possibly get, literally cold call our sellers for 8 hours a day until we got a deal, and that'd be the fastest way to do it. Now, there's some other slower tactics that I probably wouldn't recommend if you're trying to get a real estate wholesaling deal as soon as possible, and stuff like that would be SEO, Facebook ads, pay-per-click, even direct mail and probates, because direct mail and probates are like a long-term play. So those quicker, more innovative and disruptive marketing, like cold calling and texting. You can also do SMS text blasting for your real estate wholesaling business. That will get you a deal pretty quick too. But those are probably what I'd recommend marketing wise if you're trying to get a deal as fast as possible. Now remember, one of the biggest factors between you getting a real estate wholesaling deal and not is how much time and effort you're going to put into it. Are you going to be wholesaling real estate full-time, part-time? Are you going to put an hour a day into this business? Or are you going to put 10 to 15 hours a day in this business? It really depends on how much hours you're going to do. And really an interesting quote and thought from Elon Musk, how when he started out, his effort was twice as fast and better than his peers, was because he just doubled his work. It's not that complicated. Everyone was working 40 hours a week. He would literally work 80 hours a week and he doubled his output. And honestly, there's a limiting returns on how much hours you spend wholesaling real estate. Really, those working hours, 8 to 6 p.m. is the most you can do, like with cold calling or marketing. But talking to sellers and dealing with them, unfortunately with Elon Musk, like he was building a business, creating websites, coding. You can't really do a lot getting a lot of deals from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Yeah, honestly, you're going to be at daylight hours because you can't go cold call a seller at 4 a.m. So really there's a diminishing returns when it comes to this, but what are you going to do? What's the amount of effort you're going to put in to get your first real estate wholesaling deal? And lastly, getting your first real estate wholesaling deal is 100% depending on how many offers you give to sellers. If you give 10 offers a week to your sellers versus a man that's doing 100 offers a week to your sellers, the more offers you give to your motivated sellers is a higher chance that someone's going to take it and you get a real estate wholesaling deal. Now, one really amazing offer will beat out 100 terrible offers. So if I have a crazy motivated seller, I give an offer, I make 50K on that deal, that will absolutely destroy 100 offers. 5 of those people take them and I make $2,000 each. I'll make 10 grand on that versus the 50,000 on the high quality one. So it is quantity versus quality, but if you give more high quality offers, there's a way better chance you'll get a real estate wholesaling deal. And lastly, are you going to do virtual appointments or physical appointments? Now, virtual appointments, you can get a deal done faster. I have never argued that in the world. My virtual wholesaling deals, I can get one done way faster than my physical market. But remember, in your physical market, you get way better returns and your experience goes up a lot more. And honestly, you just get better margins. So you got to think it's a yin and a yang when you're trying to get your first deal versus how much money you really want to make. And eventually, once you get that experience up, you'll do a lot better. And really, that's the last factor. How experienced are you in real estate wholesaling? So when you're talking to sellers, how good are you on the phones? How good are you when talking to someone and getting that deal closed? That'll be a huge factor if you get your first deal or not. If you get your first deal or you don't, I get a deal done in 30 days because the experience and the hours I put in this business has helped me just close deals. I mean, I put my 10,000 hours talking to sellers over the phone and in person. Once I have that, I can easily get a deal in 30 days just because of the experience versus someone maybe fresh out of high school that really needs to learn those skills. So that's it, guys. I'm telling you, the more practice you put in this business and really building that experience repertoire, more or less, will help you get a deal as soon as possible. Again, I mean, if I threw $100,000 a month in my marketing, it'd be almost a no-brainer I'll get a deal. But it's really dependent on how much money you're going to spend, your experience, and really how smart you are with the marketing and how experienced of a real estate acquisitions and wholesaler you're going to be. So I really appreciate you guys watching this video. I want to help you get your first real estate wholesaling deal as quick as possible. So I hope this guide helped. There's so many videos on this channel to help you so much. And honestly, again, I'm not going to sell anything. This is the part where most YouTubers will put a special link to buy their $10,000 course or something like that. Or honestly, my favorite thing is when you're buying a course, they don't tell you the price of it. They'll have a discovery call with you so they can really hit the price at you when you get really emotional to get your credit card information. But that's why I just say 10,000. But everyone's like, oh, these gurus don't say the courses. But really, guys, honestly, I do this all for free. The value and the content I give, I make sure every single day is as valuable as any $10,000 mastermind course out there. So I really appreciate you guys watching this and supporting the movement that we're having here at Flip with Rick. Thank you guys so much, and God bless.